As you also know, there was a good deal of conversation this weekend as to whether or not the President and everyone echoing his remarks should use the particular phrase, if you like your plan, you can keep it. That it was too declarative, that in the end, it might not be something that the American people would consider believable in retrospect, meaning there would be shifts in the insurance market that everyone could project, and that some might feel this was promising too much. To the degree that I know you're capable, to the degree you're willing, share with us how great a point of debate this was, and if there are any regrets about using that phraseology and giving that level of ironclad commitment to people who now wonder if it was something they could take
Let me
advantage.
address a couple of things. One, it was not a point of debate that I remember or participated in. But secondly, the premise, the question is based on reporting that suggests that policy people didn't want this and political people did, and I can just point you to a White House healthcare policy advisor on staff here at the time, Zeke Emanuel, who pointed out that the statement was aimed to convey that because insurers could continue offering plans, even those deemed to be substandard, if they were in existence at the time the law was passed, you could keep your plan. And that's what the President said. And as Zeke Emanuel said, and I quote, any plan that existed before the date the law passed would be grandfathered in unless lots of changes were made. Now, that's, if the President, as I think my colleague Dan Pfeiffer said over the weekend, if the President didn't intend to keep that promise, why would he have gone out of his way to make sure that there was a provision in the law designed to keep the promise, which was the grandfathering in clause?
Until policies changed, with many healthcare advisors here said, as part of the debate, apparently, these policies are going to change. Because, to suggest otherwise would have been to have people here working at the White House saying to the President, these policies are never going to change, so that grandfather thing's always going to be good.
Well, you're supposing debates that, again, I'm not sure it took place, but I can tell you that what is the case is that the slice of the population that we're talking about, that gets their policy coverage through the individual market, deals with the upheavals in that market all the time, even more so than the rest of us. And, what happened when we're talking about this cancellation notices or the transition notices is that the people who've gotten those letters did not have, the policy they have today, even if they had insurance coverage 3 years ago, is not what they had 3 years ago. Why? Because their insurer downgraded their plan and they had no recourse, or their insurer changed other significant elements of their plan, probably while they jacked up the prices significantly. So I understand the communications issue here, and it's why we've discussed it so frequently. But as a matter of fact, the law and the provision within it could not grandfather in plans that did not exist and people associated with them that did not exist. So our focus has to be, when we're talking about that slice of the 5% of the population affected by this, is to make sure that they get the information they need to make choices about their insurance coverage from options and an array of options they probably never had before. That they find out whether they qualify for tax credits. And what we'll find at the end of the day is that a majority of those folks will get better coverage at the same or less cost than they have today. And that's important. That is delivering on one of the promises of the Affordable Care Act. So we're just we have the website to deal with, we have a number of issues with implementation to deal with. Our focus here is not on Monday morning quarterbacking and who said what in what meeting, and but what we can do today to ensure that millions of Americans are getting the kind of benefits that the law promises, in addition to the millions of Americans who are already enjoying the benefits that the law has delivered.